Alright, introduce everybody to DVM Racing's newest project here, newest member of the family, our 2009 Challenger RT. It is a 5.7 car, 161,000 miles. It was a friend of mine's daily driver for a long time. We have the Hotchkiss Racing suspension. It's already been put on it, sway bar, those type of things. The plan will be a 392 Ford stroker kit for the 5.7, adding a Gen 5 3.0 liter Whipple, and going for broke. We're going to do a lot of body work enhancement as far as body panels. You can see I started already kind of detailing here the interior. It looks like it's been daily driven for 161,000 miles, but we're going to start today with some detailing, get everything cleaned up. We'll be working with getting the parts list together and the things we're going to be doing here before too terribly long, and probably switching out the back tail lights to the newer look of the tail lights, going with a carbon fiber Hellcat, the dual snorkel hood, probably a carbon fiber trunk lid to replace this one. But as you can see, it's pretty dirty. We're going to get it cleaned up. We're going to get buffed. I'll put more video up. Part of this one we'll add later about buffing, just kind of go over it. A lot of people are kind of scared to buff. When we did ODB, the 72 C10, we put a lot of buffing time into that, bring that 50-year-old paint back to life. So I'll go over that so everybody doesn't feel scared to buff or anything like that. And then just recommendations for products that we use just in making our cars look better. So okay, I'm trying to give you guys kind of an idea of what we're working with here. This car's been sitting outside so long, you can see there in the shine, and then kind of as you look across it, some of the buildup and the gunk. This is after the first wash, mostly on the trunk hood there, or trunk lid, on the roof, and then on the hood. The rest of it not so bad. Door still needs a lot of work, but you can see here this first part coming together nicely. Vacuumed the carpet, took out the seat. I'll get that a little bit better here. You can see where the seat here is torn and it's worn out there. We're going to end up replacing these with the Brahms seats, but just wanted to get you an idea of what we're looking at there. There's a little bit on the hood, but not really as much as the top here. And then, like I said, this will be clay barred, and then I'll go into buffing. I'll do part of this as well to show you how to do the clay bar and what to kind of look for. But first wash in the books. We're getting there. Okay, again, working here, driver's or passenger side door. Good bit of progress. Still got a long ways to go. And then looking, the driver's side was pretty much like this. Just to give you an idea of where we started, and I'll give you some more shots as we vacuum and clean out. But again, we're gonna get rid of the seats. Went ahead and cleaned out the glove box, and the big chore, and I'm interested myself to see the before and after, is the carpet here in the trunk. We're going to see what we can do to make something of this without having to replace it. And you see the level of dirt and grime and years of stuff, so we're going to clean all this off, and we'll give you more of a before and after idea of what we did. We'll include interior, exterior, trunk, paint, all of that. All right, just kind of mid progress here to show you guys. I'm just clay barring here. Already you can see just a massive difference from all the gunk buildup over here, and then just what we pull. This is no buffing, nothing yet, just clay barring. Very smooth surface compared to rough. But just to give you an idea, I'll go over how we clay bar here in just a little bit. So just going over how we clay bar of the car. I like to use Meguiar's Quick Detailer. I am not sponsored by anybody. I've just always used the products I use and they work. So you'll spray it, get it nice and wet. This is obviously after a good wash to get as much of the surface dirt as you can off, but this car is sat outside for years and years and years, so it has the buildup of all the gunk and tree sap and dirt. But you spray it on, and then you'll take your clay bar, and then you're going to kind of just slowly, a little bit of gentle pressure, and you'll feel it picking up the dirt and the gunk, and then you'll get a smooth feeling underneath once you get most of the surface stuff off. Sometimes it'll take a couple of times over with the clay bar, but you just want to get all this up before you get into buffing and those type of things. Because you get into buffing, you got all this stuff on it, you're going to grind that in to the clear coat and you're going to have swirls. But just looking at this here, and you can see there's tons of goo there that just comes off, and you can see it on top of the paint. And just gently wipe it, and then move on to the next section, and repeat that for the entire car, which again, a lot of work. This will probably take a couple of times, but we'll keep you updated as we're going. Hopefully you don't have a German Shepherd Husky mix at home that manages to get fur everywhere no matter what. And I'll give you guys an update once I get most of the car done and get it ready for buffing. And you can see here, this is the spot that we just did, and just moving up to get the rest of that gunk off. So just give you an idea of the difference just in the first pass with the clay bar, what it pulls up. All right, so we've started buffing here. You can kind of see over on the right hand side the difference just on taking that top layer of gunk off after we had clay barred it, and then just looking at the difference over here. I mean, it's quite a difference on that right corner, and I'll show you here what I do as far as buffing and what we use. So what I've found I like to use here, Griot's Complete Compound. You can use it for cutting, buffing, everything. It's really, really good stuff. You don't really have to worry about burning through the clear coat or anything like that. And then just a variable speed buffer here. And typically what you do, you can shake it up really good, and then just put 5 or 6 small little pea-sized drops on your buffer there. And then wherever you're gonna, again, you've already cleaned and washed, and then usually I'll start on a 2, and then we're gonna go up and down, back and forth, about 10 passes, give or take, at 2, and then we'll turn it up to 5 here in just a bit. We'll start with 2. Okay, so that's it at 2, and a lot of people ask, how much pressure should I be putting? And, just enough to push down to kind of hold it from wanting to bounce up. Really is all you need. You don't need a lot of pressure. You shouldn't be bearing down. Just let kind of gravity do the work with you, just holding it in and against. And then we go up to 5 after doing 2, and then we'll wipe it off, and you'll see the difference just on that. Nice soft lint-free cloth here. And this is just the first pass. I'll usually make quite a few before I get into finishing up, but you'll be able to see here as we kind of look at it the difference there. You can see the line as it goes. But and again, the people ask about pressure on the higher speed as well. A little bit less pressure than you use with the other one. You know, the idea is to cut into the clear coat. You know, you don't want to be pushing down to try to, and with, you know, I go with the blue pads on the bower, which are kind of polishing pads, because, you know, there aren't any real big major flaws in this paint. If I had an older vehicle that had been out in the sun a little bit longer, I would probably go with a coarser pad to try to cut more into it. But again, this is a relatively new vehicle. Yeah, it sat outside for several years, but you know, getting down into the clear coat, getting some of the surface imperfections, the swirls, the scratches, some of like the discoloration there you can see. And then when we get it cut down, clean and buffed, then we'll polish it with a polishing pad. I use the same compound. I use the same grits as well for polishing. Polish it, and then decide whether you want to wax it. You know, whether you're a wax kind of person who wants to do it, you know, you have to do that every 6 months, or whether you're going to ceramic coat it and last a little bit longer. It's up to you. But this is how getting started for buffing the car. This is going to take quite a while to buff the entire thing, and I'm going to do it several times. But before we get to the final like polish and, you know, ceramic coating, which I think we're going to do is ceramic coat it, we'll give you an update and go from there. But this is just kind of the first step in that. And I just wanted to show the difference here. You can see this bottom panel here that we've cleaned up. Looking at the rest of the panels, just wanted to give you a comparison. We'll do a full before and after, but it's coming along. Just a lot of elbow grease, a lot of time, and you can see how good this section here is looking compared to the rest of it. And we'll get underneath where the battery is as well, but just wanted to give you a good comparison, show the two of how clean we've got it. The way it looks now, it looks like we might be able to get it close to looking factory before we're all done with it. We're also going to hit this tonight as well and kind of see the carpet's got some stains and some stuff similar to the back. We'll get that out, and we'll give you some after shots as well.